9 a.m. on the East Coast on this Inauguration Day 2025. A live look at the Capitol where in just 3 hours, Donald John Trump will become the 47th president of these United States. Thank you so much for streaming with us on WUSA 9+. I'm Allison Seymour.
And I'm Annie Yu.
And I'm Wisdom Martin. We will be live with you for the next 10 hours, bringing you all the coverage all the coverage that goes on, not only from here in D.C., but all across the country. We'll be taking you across America today, showing you what voters are hoping for and concerned about for the next 4 years.
That's right. There is a lot to get to. In just the last hour, President-elect Donald Trump and Melania Trump arriving for morning service at St. John's Episcopal Church, of course, located right across Lafayette Park from the White House, a tradition for presidents-elect.
After church, the Trumps will then go to the White House to meet with the Bidens for tea. After that closed-door meeting, all four will head to the Capitol for the swearing-in ceremony inside the Capitol Rotunda. President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will each take the oath of office before noon, and that will all be followed by the inaugural address, and then more.
And at this hour, we have some breaking news from the Biden White House. In the final hours of his term, President Joe Biden has issued a number of last-minute pardons. They include Dr. Anthony Fauci. He, of course, has been a long-time target of Republican attacks over the federal government's response to COVID. Retired General Mark Milley, who's been criticized over the withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. And finally, all those served on the committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. That includes former Republican Representative Liz Cheney and Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin.
Right now, today's events are kicking off, and our Jess Arnold is live on the rooftop near the White House this morning. Jess, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, and right now, President-elect Donald Trump and his family are in that private prayer service at St. John's Church before they then head to tea with the Bidens at the White House, and then, of course, they will head to the inauguration ceremony that is now inside in the Capitol Rotunda. Now, the last time that the ceremony had to be moved inside because of weather was 40 years ago with Ronald Reagan's second term in office. Of course, because of these frigid temperatures outside, they made that decision on Friday. Now, after the swearing in, where Donald Trump becomes the 47th president of the United States, he will give his inaugural address with a theme of unity, according to his team. But we got some insight into his first 100 days at his Make America Great Again victory rally at Capital One Arena yesterday. He started out saying he's already making an impact, taking credit for the ceasefire reached between Hamas and Israel, as well as restoring TikTok after it briefly shut down ahead of the ban taking effect. Now, this comes after President-elect Trump previously and recently supported a ban. He said he will enact many executive orders starting day one, including one to shut down the borders and begin what he calls America's largest ever deportation operation. He also said he plans to end DEI mandates and federal bureaucracy waste, as well as end what he calls Biden's war on energy. He also said he believes everyone in the arena, this is Capital One Arena yesterday at that rally, will be happy with his decision on what he calls the J6 hostages. And he rounded out a speech talking about the economy, one of the main concerns of his voting base.
Together, we're going to cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, getting them back down, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to the USA, right where they belong, and that'll be done through tariffs and smart policy.
Now we'll, of course, look to learn more about where he's heading with these executive orders in his inaugural address in just a few hours here. Now, as I mentioned, this decision to move the ceremony inside just came about on Friday, but the Secret Service said in a briefing yesterday that this was always a contingency plan. So they had all of the components ready to go if they needed to adapt and mobilize them, which, of course, they decided to do. That, of course, also comes with increased security and expanded perimeter. So if you are moving anywhere near the White House, near the National Mall, near Capitol Hill today, just make sure you have extra time or avoid the area if you are not intending to participate in any of these Inauguration Day traditions. Guys.
All right, Jess Arnold, thank you very much for that report.
She's got a great vantage point just about a block away from the White House there on top of that office building. Well, time right now is 9:05, and we're just hours away from Donald Trump being sworn in as the nation's 47th president. As for the first, I should say, since 1985 to be sworn in inside the Capitol Rotunda. And both times it's because of the frigid, dangerous weather. Well, this is a live look inside the Capital One Arena where the swearing-in ceremony where they will be afterwards for the speech there. Thousands of onlookers have to gather there for a chance to watch, and the arena has a capacity of 20,000. That's way less than the number of people already given tickets to the inauguration. Our Jacqueline Quinn is live at Capital One Arena for us this morning. She's been there all morning long outside talking with people. Jackie, it looks like folks are on the move.
Yeah, you know what, just a couple of minutes ago, we saw this movement here with the National Guard stepping in, and you can see that there aren't as many people now in the barrier, the fencing there. It looks like it's sort of the end of the line there now. To the left, we're understanding that's an expedited line, but it looks like it could be the end. We've been waiting to hear official word to see how many people they're going to let in. You know, as we've been talking, this arena can only hold about 20,000 people. About 200,000 people initially got tickets. So there was a lot of excitement to come out, but right now we're just watching. And you know what, Mario, if you can just pan to the left over, you can see while this is the end over here, there's still a ton of people just in this area, and we know that security is very tight. So the National Guard, police from agencies all across the state out here helping to move people through. Now I'm going to talk with Ethan Parks. He's actually a poli-sci major, and he is here with his mom, and you're not totally sure if you're still going to get in line, but this is a big day for you. Tell me why you came out.
Well, it's a historic moment. This is the first time that a president's won 2 non-consecutive terms since President Cleveland back in the 1800s. And you know, my congressman, who I've interned before, he allowed us to have some tickets. Me and my mom gave us 2 tickets. So we made a family trip out of it, and we came up here not knowing what was going to happen. We didn't have any expectations, and we heard the news. So right now we're just trying to make the best of the situation right now.
Yeah, so it looks like you don't want to get in line because it was, I mean, your understanding was it's general admission, so too many people came in, and you just, you know, it's cold, you don't want to wait. So you're going to try to make the best of it. What do you think you're going to do for the rest of the day or the time?
We might go down to the Capitol, try to see if we can see the motorcade, try to see President Biden and Vice President Harris leave the Capitol for the last time. So that's what we're thinking about doing, but we're right now just playing it by ear.
Okay, so you just want to watch history sort of, you know, unfold here. All right, again, we're seeing a lot of security and a lot of people now congregating as they're sort of shutting off this area. Now, you know, this is not supposed to really happen or get kicked off until after the president travels here from the Capitol with the motorcade until he gets here to Capital One Arena. I did check in with MPD about any incidents so far. They say no incidents. We've also reached out to the Secret Service, and we're still waiting to hear back. But right now, you know, things are kind of quiet out here, so you can check back in with us. But we'll continue to stay out here and monitor how things are flowing out here. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right. Jackie Quinn, trying to see if I can have a moment with you to ask you a question. Can you still hear me, Jackie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, seems like a lot of people, and we know that capacity for the Capital One Arena is at 20,000. Are people afraid they won't be able to get in at all?
Yeah, that seems to be the case, you know, especially when I was talking with Ethan. He has a ticket. He got it from his congressperson, and, you know, he doesn't feel that he'll make it in there, so that's why he's making these other plans at this point. Now, I am waiting to hear official word whether or not they've gotten to capacity. At this point, from this area where the security is, no one seems to know officially if we're close or that has happened, but I think in a little while we will go over to the front, and that'll be a little bit more obvious. We've checked around, so far the word is it looks like they're still getting people through, but that's my understanding from this vantage point.
Right, okay, all right, lots of people there for sure. Jackie, thank you so much. Our Melissa Kim has been at Metro Center this morning. She's been waving that special Inauguration Day Smart Trip card that a lot of people are going to want to try to get their hands on today with a lot of traffic moving through. Melissa, what are you seeing now?
Oh yeah, so I'm telling you, this is the last place that you can get it, right? They've sold out at every other station here in the district, and here, this is the last machine here. This is the line of people trying to get their hands on the commemorative inauguration smart trip card with President Trump on it. We spoke to people in the 5 o'clock hour this morning who woke up at 3:30 just to get here to make sure that they get one. I'm told at this hour that they have less than 50 right now. And, people have been buying them in droves, people from all over. I talked to people from Michigan, a family from Indiana. They were buying them by the dozens. So I think they're only allowing people to get one at a time, that the machine's only giving out one at a time. But these lucky folks, one of them will be the very last person to get one of these cards in this country. So I actually got my hands on one earlier today. This is what it looks like. It has Donald Trump's portrait on it, of course, the number 47 in the background, the inauguration of Donald J. Trump, the words on the front. So this is what everyone is trying to get their hands on here. Again, officials are telling me that this is the last of it. If you don't get it this time around, you're kind of out of luck this time, because this was kind of the second chance opportunity to get them after they sold out at other stations. You can see some station managers here trying to help folks out with getting them. Exactly, and folks just trying to make sure that they get one, and that hopefully they're the lucky last person to get one. Ma'am, can I ask you really quickly, where are you from?
Florida.
Florida.
Indiana.
Okay, so why was it so important for you to come here today?
Because we love Donald Trump, and we are so excited for the next 4 years and then years to come.
Are you hoping to be one of the last people to get these cards?
Yes. We made a special trip here just for this.
Are you going to any of the other events today?
We're going to the inauguration.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Okay,
Yes.
well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
So hopefully one of these folks will be the very last ones to get these cards. Again, people were really excited earlier when they were getting them. We saw a lot of people. This line has been here pretty much all morning long, again, since the station opened at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we shall see. We will stand by actually and monitor and see who the last lucky person will be to get one of these commemorative cards. Again, this is what it looks like. This is what we're going for here. This is what everybody is waiting in line for right now. And the very last one will be given out I'm told, in just moments.
All right, Melissa Kim, live from Metro Center. Thanks so much, Melissa. We'll check back in with you shortly.